This week's Parsha is Parshat Shelach, and in it Moshe Rabbeinu sends out 12 spies to check out the land of Canaan before the children of Israel attempt to conquer it. Of the 12 spies, 10 come back with rather a tale of woe. Lo nuchal lalot al ha'am ki chazak hu me'enu. We're never going to be able to beat these guys. They are much stronger than us. 2 of the spies, Yoshua and Caleb, speak in a positive manner. But 10 spies come back, and not only do they report to Moshe, they basically do a touch of biblical Facebook and report to the whole people of Israel that this is not going to be a flyer, it's too tough a job. That condemns the children of Israel to 40 years wandering in the wilderness. And at the end of the 40 years, and it's recounted in this week's Haftorah as a contrast, the children of Israel are once again at the border, about to check out the land of Canaan. Is it conquerable? And this time, Yoshua, one of the original 2 who were faithful to the vision, he sends out this time 2 spies, not 12. And these guys are younger, fresher, and they come back with the message, Namugu kol yoshvei haaretz bifanenu. The people there are, all the inhabitants of the land are melting before us. They're in a sweat, they're panicking. We can do this. We see a contrast between people who were born in Egypt, the slaves, and perhaps couldn't shake off that slave mentality, between a young generation who didn't know the past. They were looking forward, looking for the future. That generational gap is clearly evident in the contrast between this week's Parsha and this week's Haftorah. Clearly that's what also combines them, and we see it in our own time. An older generation, a younger generation, and the pluses and minuses that brings. Interesting to note though that amongst the energy and the enthusiasm of that young generation that we can do this, the person who sent them was Joshua. And Joshua had that memory. So we can see that the combination of youthful exuberance and energy should be mingled with a few grey hairs from someone who's been there and done it. And that, of course, is the winning combination. It's not just the old and the young, it's the old and the young together. And for those of you who didn't twig the connection, I'm standing here in darkest Ramat Gan, outside a well-known spy shop. There's so many cameras guarding it that I can't really get any closer. But wishing you all Shabbat Shalom.